SGA pulls up, elbow jumper, got it. Yes, Williams, open three. That one bounces in.
They like it. Right now, his team's got a 2-point lead with 7 to go in the half.
Some things are expensive. Some things are luxurious. And then there are things so exorbitantly priced, so staggeringly lavish, they could only belong to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This isn't ordinary spending. This is the kind of spending that makes you pause, eyes wide, and ask yourself, does this truly exist? Shai doesn't just acquire possessions to use them. He transforms each item into a striking defiance of logic, a bold challenge to the definition of reasonable, and an unspoken declaration, I am unlike anyone else. This isn't about mere ostentation. This is a realm where money isn't the objective, but a powerful instrument to cultivate costly distinctiveness. Are you ready to step into a universe where everything is astonishingly expensive? $1 Million Mercedes madness. If you've ever witnessed a magnificent Mercedes G-Wagon effortlessly cruising through Oklahoma City streets, its exhaust roaring like a symphony of power and prestige, then you've likely just experienced a fragment of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's extravagant procession. For many, a car is merely a mode of transport, but for Shai, it's a fashion declaration, an extension of his very being, a man who consistently appears with impeccable composure. Knee-length coats, perfectly stylish small sunglasses, and a fashion sense that earns critics nods of approval. It's no surprise he chose the Mercedes-AMG G63, the iconic SUV of superstars, with a starting price around $183,000, though the actual figure can be significantly higher after his custom enhancements. The G-Wagon is not just a powerhouse in terms of performance. It has become a symbol of luxury streetwear. That's why SGA was featured in Mercedes's Make Your Mark series, where he spoke not only about the vehicle, but also how it reflects his unique personality and boundless creativity. In that video, he stood beside a matte black AMG G63 with 22-inch wheels and a fiery red leather interior, a color scheme echoing the outfits he dons in the NBA tunnel, where each step feels like a strut down a Milan fashion runway. For Shai, the G-Wagon isn't just a vehicle, it's an extension of his identity, the way he customizes it, chooses colors, and coordinates it with his shoes and clothes. It's all meticulously curated, akin to an artist painting his own distinct life. The G63 was never the ultimate limit. When you're an NBA star earning tens of millions of dollars annually, a car doesn't just need to be powerful, it needs to proclaim your unrivaled status, much like a bespoke suit declares one's fashion discernment. And so, he introduced the Mercedes-Maybach S680 Virgil Abloh edition to his garage. A masterpiece that fuses a hyper-luxury brand with the legendary designer of Louis Vuitton. This isn't a car just anyone can acquire, as only 150 units exist worldwide, each individually numbered. The original price, around $600,000, but given its limited availability and association with Virgil Abloh, who redefined streetwear, its value could appreciate annually, transforming it into a collector's asset rather than merely an automobile. The interior is designed in a regal beige and earthy brown palette, evoking a blend of nostalgic charm and modern sophistication. Hand-stitched leather, an MBX hyperscreen spanning the dashboard's entire length, a technological marvel, not unlike a Tesla, but with a truly opulent flavor. In the NBA world, where young players strive to build personal brands beyond the court, SGA is a pioneer in the realm of high-end aesthetics, infused with streetwear, a style figures like Kanye West and Virgil once sought to establish in fashion. SGA doesn't merely dress impeccably, he embodies that style. And cars are a crucial part of that narrative. Every time he appears with his sleek matte black Mercedes or parks his pearl white Maybach outside the practice facility, he sends a clear, powerful message: I am a cultural icon, not just an athlete. And in a world where every gaze is fixed on image, where social media becomes a stage, Shai understands that the car he drives is an unspoken yet profoundly effective declaration, sophisticated, opulent, distinctive, and utterly unique. Double Trouble Lamborghini Edition. Some buy cars for daily commutes, some acquire vehicles for grand appearances, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he selects cars to tell a story, not anyone else's story, but his own of distinctive personality, unparalleled prestige, and the way he enters any space, instantly commanding attention. In Shai's world, fashion and speed aren't opposing forces. On the contrary, they harmonize seamlessly, like bespoke sneakers with a perfectly tailored suit. And there's no clearer testament than the duo of Lamborghinis residing in his garage, a fusion of mechanical prowess and supreme aesthetic sensibility. The first is a Lamborghini Urus, a powerful, refined SUV that isn't overly ostentatious, with its matte black paint accented by striking neon yellow trims, a custom two-tone leather interior, and bespoke Forgiato wheels. The vehicle is almost unrecognizable from its original form. Every detail has been meticulously chosen to reflect his personal image, unique, sophisticated, yet with razor-sharp accents. But that's not all. The second, and perhaps the more audacious toy, is a Lamborghini Huracan Evo. Unlike the Urus, this two-door coupe was custom-ordered by Shai with a gleaming neon green paint job, as if it stepped straight out of a science fiction film. This car isn't used for daily commutes. It only makes an appearance on specific occasions, gatherings with friends, a few fashion events, or simply when he desires to feel the thrill of speed. The Huracan is a car not for those who shy away from standing out, and Shai has never feared that. He understands intimately every appearance is an opportunity to build his brand. And his brand, though unspoken, possesses ample power to create unforgettable distinctiveness. It's noteworthy that neither of his Lamborghinis are garage queens for mere collection. They are an integral part of his image strategy, a fusion of engineering, personal taste, and an unyielding pursuit of perfection. Some might ask why he didn't choose a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, icons of quiet luxury and classic elegance. But for Shai, the answer lies in the details. He doesn't want to be like anyone else. In a league where dozens of players drive luxury cars daily, choosing custom-colored, restyled, and performance-tuned Lamborghini variants. That's how he asserts his unique position, not just a star on the court, but a cultural icon in real life. And while specific figures aren't publicly disclosed, insiders know these two vehicles alone cost enough to acquire a penthouse in downtown Toronto, but for a player who just made the All-NBA first team, currently on a contract worth over $170 million, these cars aren't luxury purchases. They are investments in his image, his brand, and the most invaluable intangible asset, a distinguished presence. Because in Shai's eyes, a supercar isn't just for driving, it's for telling a story. And every time the engine roars, it's a new chapter in the narrative of an NBA star who is not only successful, but also lives with impeccable taste, indelible impact, and profound vision. The Cybertruck. Nobody expected. In the realm of NBA players, there's no shortage of luxury car owners, but only a select few choose vehicles as part of a personal ecosystem, where every item, from sneakers and suits to means of transport, is meticulously calculated to convey a singular message: I am not like you, I transcend conventional benchmarks. Say no, all right. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't choose a Ferrari. He already has Lamborghinis. He doesn't repeat himself. Instead, he introduced a Tesla Cybertruck Foundation series into his garage, a limited edition electric vehicle, angular like a warship from a sci-fi movie, designed not to please the masses, but to assert an anti-establishment level of prestige. This isn't a Cybertruck anyone can simply order. It's delivered only to exceptional individuals of status and influence. those willing to pay more than double the list price to be among the first to own one. With a full suite of upgrades, from autonomous driving, bulletproof glass, to a 15-speaker surround sound system, the version Shai drives is valued in the private resale market at over $120,000, potentially even higher given its sold-out status at the time. But for Shai, the price is secondary. What matters is the message the vehicle conveys. The Cybertruck wasn't chosen for ostentation. It was chosen to silently dominate. It doesn't need curves or glossy paint or gilded brand logos. A cold, raw stainless steel monolith rolling by is enough to make every supercar beside it appear dated. Remarkably, Shai didn't just choose the vehicle for its appearance. He chose it for his personal brand-building strategy. The Cybertruck embodies technology, the future, and distinctiveness, precisely how Shai has forged his career path. Unassuming, unpretentious, yet steadfast, intelligent, and supremely effective. It's not the fastest car he owns, it's not the most powerful, but the Cybertruck is the smartest, the most stoic, and the most unreadable, much like Shai in the eyes of his fans, always keeping others guessing, curious, and observing closely to truly understand him. Others rush to gold-plate their cars, customize interiors, and apply flashy decals. Shai, he keeps the raw steel finish. No paint, no decals, no logos. It is precisely this lack of need for anything more that is the clearest expression of his silent yet supreme class. And that's why car aficionados consider the Cybertruck in Shai's collection to be the most valuable declaration made without words. This is no longer just about collecting cars. This is image orchestration. It's how an NBA player isn't just wealthy, but strategically wealthy, adept at controlling the power of his personal brand down to every minute detail. The Cybertruck isn't for the many, and Shai has never sought to be part of the crowd. $10,000 gifts. Just another MVP move. After being named the MVP of the 2024-25 season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't throw a lavish party or host a press conference to parade his achievement. No flowers, no balloons, no images of him hoisting the trophy around the court. He chose his own distinct way to mark a historic season, sharing the glory through actions of genuine value. Immediately after the final game, every member of the team, not just players, but also coaching staff, physical therapists, and data analysts, received a sleek, square, minimalist black box, embroidered with each individual's name. Inside was a gift set worth nearly $10,000 per person, not a hastily purchased, mass-produced item. Each component was meticulously personalized by Shai. A genuine Rolex watch, styled to suit each recipient's taste. A brand new iPhone, preloaded with a Thunder logo wallpaper. A Beats Studio headphone set, custom colored and engraved with the recipient's name. And a Canada Goose jacket, custom designed for each person, featuring their initials and the team logo. Over 20 recipients in total, and Shai spent approximately $250,000 merely to convey an unspoken thank you. But that's his style, minimal words, maximum impact. Shai had just gifted the entire team a luxurious experience few would have ever imagined, not for show, but to build cohesion, not by chance, but by design. Rolex represents time, a symbol of endurance. Canada Goose signifies protection for those who battled alongside him through a grueling season. Beats embody connection, the element that keeps the locker room filled with music and laughter. iPhone represents communication, where they share victories, moments, and camaraderie. Every item carried meaning. Every detail was carefully selected, not ostentatious, yet exceedingly valuable. Not flashy, yet profoundly impactful. Insiders can calculate the monetary cost, but they cannot measure the intangible impact these gifts created. That's how a true MVP keeps a team unified, not through command, but through genuine recognition. Shai doesn't need to shout in the locker room. He simply needs to let everyone see that I remember every person who journeyed with me through this, and I possess the stature and the financial capacity to transform gratitude into something truly meaningful. Rosso. With an income exceeding $40 million annually, not to mention tens of millions more from Converse, Google, and Louis Vuitton. $250,000 is a mere fraction of his wealth, but the way Shai utilizes that sum, not for personal extravagance, but to fortify the team's culture, is what truly sets him apart amidst a constellation of stars. This isn't showing off. This is distinction, and not every wealthy individual understands how to be wealthy correctly. In the world of sports, many succeed due to their talent, but very few maintain a central position long-term, because no one teaches them how to earn respect both on and off the court. Shai is different. When others buy cars to assert themselves, he gifts watches to elevate others alongside him. When others use fame to distance themselves from the collective, he uses his resources to bind everyone together like a family. MVP is more than just a title. For Shai, it's also a profound responsibility, and he has paid that debt with genuine gold, authentic steel, exquisite leather, and an inimitable sophistication. The $6 million Nightmare Mansion. Not everyone seeks their dream home in the same locale, but for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Burlington, a tranquil city on Lake Ontario, less than an hour's drive from Toronto, proved to be the perfect choice. This is where he grew up, where he began playing basketball, and the cherished home he returns to after every intense season. In April 2023, while fiercely competing in the NBA, Shai quietly signed a contract to purchase a stunning mansion valued at over $6.1 million in Burlington. 6 bedrooms, walnut flooring, a European-style kitchen, a private gym, a mini cinema, and a backup helicopter pad, surrounded by towering trees and a state-of-the-art security system. For the majority of Ontario residents, it was a modern fairy tale home, and for an MVP like Shai, it seemed entirely deserved. The transaction proceeded swiftly. According to public records, the house was sold almost without real estate agents, and payment was made nearly entirely in cash in real estate investment circles. This is an act that proclaims elevated status. The buyer is so affluent, no mortgage is needed, no bank assistance required. With an income exceeding $170 million from his NBA contract, not to mention millions more from Converse, Google, and numerous luxury fashion brands. Spending $6 million on a peaceful home by the lake was a mere blip on Shai's expenditure radar. Everything seemed to conclude smoothly, until the villa's past came knocking. Just days after the home purchase agreement was announced, Canadian newspapers collectively reported the house had previously belonged to a prominent crypto king in the digital currency investment world, an individual now embroiled in a series of legal scandals, accused of financial fraud amounting to millions of dollars, and deeply indebted to both individual and institutional creditors. Even worse, according to leaked court documents, the house had been under surveillance, had been accessed by third parties, and could potentially be an asset subject to seizure for debt repayment, despite having been transferred to Shai's name. What did that imply? It meant that if matters weren't clarified, Shai could be living in a monitored home, or worse, lose millions of dollars outright by becoming entangled in a property dispute utterly unrelated to him. Without hesitation or evasion, Shai acted decisively, immediately. His legal team initiated a lawsuit, demanding the contract's cancellation, full repayment of all monies paid, and legal costs. In less than 3 months, he won the case. The transaction was completely nullified. The villa was returned to the frozen asset system. The story seemingly concluded peacefully, but its lingering impact continues to give many pause. Even the wealthiest stars can be ensnared in multi-million-dollar deceptions. For ordinary individuals, this could be an irreparable blunder. But for Shai, He handled the situation precisely as he plays calmly, swiftly, efficiently, and decisively. No public lamentations, no blame, no sharing his woes with the press. He simply addressed the issue and moved forward, as if that $6 million was just a figure on a trial spreadsheet. Among the truly affluent, how you navigate risk speaks more volumes than how you earn money. And in this narrative, Shai not only preserved his assets, he preserved his image, a man of profound foresight with a competent team, and the wisdom to know when to step back. It is said he has redirected his focus, eyeing a larger plot of land in Oakville closer to the lake, away from the crowds, and with ample space to build a mansion to his precise specifications, from blueprint to interior design. If that proves true, then that $6 million setback was merely a temporary retreat for a much larger leap forward. No one remembers those who were defrauded. People only recall those who overcame a deception without losing their dignity. The 50K game-worn sneakers. In the world of basketball, a beautiful shot can elicit applause. A great game might earn a highlight reel. But to transform every stride on the court into an item that can be auctioned at Sotheby's, the world's most prestigious auction house, requires not only talent, but also immense stature, a compelling narrative, and a personal brand that has achieved iconic status. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the very few current NBA players capable of accomplishing just that. In the 2024-2025 season, when Shai was honored as MVP, named to the All-NBA First Team, and led the Oklahoma City Thunder into a blazing playoff run. He didn't just impress fans, he also left an indelible mark on history, quietly yet exquisitely, through a pair of Converse sneakers released specifically for All-Star Weekend, game-worn and bearing his original autograph. These sneakers weren't listed on eBay, nor did they reside in a personal display case. They appeared at Sotheby's, the auction house for Picasso paintings, rare Patek Philippe watches, and sports memorabilia reserved for the ultra-wealthy. The information was concise. Converse All-Star Pro B game issued, autographed by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, season 2024-25. The price upon request, only those truly interested in purchasing, and with the means to inquire, would be privy to the cost. A rare move, reserved only for items with the potential to transcend their material form and become cultural symbols. For collectors, this was no longer just a pair of shoes. This was a chapter in the legendary ascent of a new generation MVP. For investors, this was an asset whose value would appreciate over time, as Shai's fame continues to soar, and every new accomplishment he achieves makes everything his hands have touched even more precious. Though no public price was disclosed, Sotheby's experts once commented, with the elements of game issued was signed plus MVP season, a pair of shoes like this could command bids from $30,000 to over $75,000 depending on the timing and the buyer. Indeed, if Shai continues his trajectory towards the Hall of Fame in the future, a six-figure sum is not a distant fantasy. But the most remarkable aspect isn't the price. It's the philosophy behind this seemingly small action. Shai is not one for grandstanding. He doesn't post about his shoes, no selfies with auction boxes. He doesn't even comment on his shoes being listed at Sotheby's. It all unfolds subtly, entirely in his style, just like every appearance on the court in his custom-tailored outfits, never overly flashy, but radiating undeniable charisma. That silence is part of his image-shaping strategy, not selling himself, but allowing his value to automatically appreciate over time. In an era where far too many athletes seek instant fame, Shai chooses to build something enduring, a personal brand that generates value from its own playing history. And those sneakers, to outsiders, just sports gear, have become an art object, a physical NFT of the post-digital age, an extension of the name Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in contemporary culture. This also highlights the stark contrast between Shai and many of his contemporaries. Others earn high incomes and indulge in lavish spending. Shai, he transforms his athletic achievements into a component of his personal investment portfolio. Those shoes weren't the end of a game. They were the beginning of a new form of value, where every time he steps onto the court, it's not just to win, but to create a legacy. No need for announcements. No need for lavish promotions. A single line of information on Sotheby's is enough to prove Shai isn't just playing basketball. He's writing history with every shot, every step, and even every pair of sneakers. Shai 001. The $1,000 sneaker drop. Not everyone gets a shoe named after them. Throughout NBA history, only a very select group of names with sufficient stature and distinctive personality have been graced with the phrase signature shoe. From Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, to LeBron James, each transformed their footwear into a part of their personal story, an unspoken declaration on the court. And now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has joined those ranks in his own unique way, quietly, yet exceptionally impactful. Since signing a sponsorship deal with Converse in 2020, Shai has continuously received custom-designed shoes. But it wasn't until the 2024-2025 season, his MVP season, that the brand officially announced Shai 01, the first signature shoe line bearing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's name. The launch wasn't a grand spectacle with LED stages or noisy viral campaigns. No need for rap superstars. No need for CGI clips. Simply an image of Shai emerging from the arena tunnel, wearing a pair of subtly cool black and silver gray shoes, with the SGA logo subtly embossed on the heel, like a personal seal. But that alone was enough to generate a buzz within the basketball and fashion communities. Shai 001 isn't a shoe designed to impress with vibrant colors. It's crafted to precisely reflect Shai's style: minimalist, sharp, modern, and refined. The upper is made from premium woven material, with a multi-layered construction that provides a snug yet breathable fit, particularly crucial for Shai's characteristic lightning-fast stops, jumps, and changes of direction. The outsole features an asymmetrical pattern, inspired by his unpredictable movements. And the most valuable detail, the inner lining, is printed with keywords that Shai has ingrained throughout his journey to the NBA. Consistency, focus, balance. This is not merely a performance shoe. It is a meticulously tailored personal manifesto, from its appearance to its philosophy. From the tunnel to the runway, the Shai 001 sneaker becomes a cultural emblem. The black and gray playoff edition of Shai 001 quickly became a sensation. Not only did it appear consistently in OKC's crucial games, but it was also hailed by stylists, photographers, and even GQ magazine as the best signature shoe of the 2024-25 season. Buds. No need for mass release, no need to create a sold-out in 5 minutes frenzy. The shoe is selectively distributed through Converse flagship stores or exclusively reserved for players and collectors. That only makes it more coveted and valuable. On resale markets, the original Shai 001 playoff colorway is currently trading for $900 to $400 a pair, nearly 5 times its retail price. And this is just the first iteration. While many NBA players are renowned for their on-court prowess, others are known for their fashion sense. But Shai is one of the very few who combines both and transforms them into tangible assets. Converse. Choosing him as the first face to launch a signature line in over a decade isn't just an acknowledgement of his playing form. It's a powerful affirmation Shai represents a new generation, possessing influence both in the sports world and as a style icon capable of transcending the court. In a world where athletic footwear has become a cultural currency, Owning a personal product line is more than an honor. It's the inception of an image empire, where every product bearing your name has the potential to generate value, not just financial, but also influence, prestige, and a place in the public consciousness. He launched it to make his mark, to enter an exclusive club, where your name doesn't just live through game highlights, but is imprinted on the very footsteps of millions thereafter. And like everything Shai has ever done, he doesn't need to say much. He just needs to step onto the court, wearing shoes bearing his own name, and let the whole world understand this man isn't just playing basketball, he is building a legacy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't wealthy in an ostentatious way. So. He is wealthy in a manner that compels others to silently observe and reflect. Everything he possesses, from his cars, home, and fashion to his shoes, bears the mark of meticulous calculation, refined aesthetic taste, and a vision extending far beyond the stadium lights. Shai doesn't merely accumulate assets. He builds a brand. He is not just an NBA star. He is someone who comprehends the value of personal image in an era where status is conveyed through choices, not words. Amidst a fiercely competitive and often contentious sports world, Shai chooses his own path composed, private, yet never eclipsed. And it is precisely that serenity, combined with thorough investment in every minute detail of his life, that truly sets him apart. No need to strive to stand out. Shai was born to stand out, and he is living precisely as such.